The Red Bridge was built due to the agreement made between Pakubuwono II, the last ruler of Kartasura Karaton from Mataram, with the VOC. The agreement existed due to the Netherlands colonists demanding a claim on a few north coast areas of Surabaya, which were considered to have commercial value. This also signals the fact that Surabaya has been handed over and is controlled by the VOC, which were under the Netherlands colonialism. Second, the philosophy behind the object, specifically the color. Originally, the bridge was not colored red. The color red that the bridge has today is believed to signify the bloodshed of Surabayan youth and citizens who sacrificed their life to fight against the invaders and colonists, which was a result of numerous shootings and battles in Surabaya. The shootouts taking place at and near the bridge caused the river beneath the bridge to be filled with fresh blood. Among the memorable events were the shootout in October 1945, which resulted in the death of a British general, A.W.S. Malabi, and the Battle of Surabaya, held on the 10th of November 1945. Third, the purpose or what it was used for. At the time the bridge was built in the Netherlands colonialism period, it was used as the main traffic for trading purposes. It was the only access of transportation for trading, which passed through and connects Kalimas and the Surabaya Residence Building. Kalimas was a river that was made for distributing items coming from the harbor. Due to its strategic position, Kalimas became a vital trading center. This is supported by the fact that Surabaya was one of the main trading pathways in East Indonesia. It has a very big economic potential based on geographical position and facility. It is considered to have commercial value. Fourth, the events that occurred in the object. There were famous events that happened in the Red Bridge area, and it was the Battle of November 10, 1945, which involved the people of Surabaya and British troops. The occurrence of this incident was preceded by news stating that British troops had come to Surabaya. This caused the people of Surabaya under the leadership of Bung Tomo to fight against the British troops, which in the end killed the general of the British Army leader, General A.W.S. Malabi. The death of General Malabi caused the British to be resentful with the Indonesians and resulted in the decision to replace Malabi by choosing Major General Eric Carden Robert Mansurg to issue an ultimatum on November 10, 1945, which asked the Indonesians to surrender their weapons and stop the resistance to the Afghan troops and the Nika administration, as well as threats to attack the city of Surabaya from land, sea, and air if the Indonesians disobeyed British orders. They also issued an instruction that stated that all Indonesian leaders and youth in Surabaya must come no later than November 10, 1945 at 6 a.m. at the appointed place. But the ultimatum was not obeyed by the people of Surabaya, so there was a very fierce Surabaya battle on November 10, 1945, for approximately 3 weeks. The number of fighters who died and the people who were victims at that time, and the unyielding burning spirit shown by the people of Surabaya, made Britain feel like it was roasting in hell and made the city of Surabaya later remembered as a city of heroes. Furthermore, 10 November is celebrated every year as Heroes Day as a form of appreciation for the services and sacrifices of heroes and warriors. The fifth is correlation with music. In terms of music, there is a keroncong song by Gesang Martohartono entitled Red Bridge, which was later popularized by Sundari Sokjo. The song was inspired by the Red Bridge in Surabaya. The bridge, from October to November 1945, became one of the toughest battlefields between the Allied forces against the people of Surabaya to defend the independence of Indonesia, which was only 4 months old. And lastly, its current or present state. The Red Bridge changed physically around the 1890s when the guardrail was changed from wood to iron. It was also colored red to signify the bloodshed, as it was not colored red before. Currently, the condition of the bridge that connects Rajawali Street and Kembang Jepun Street on the north side of Surabaya is almost the same as other bridges, with a certain red color. This intended so that the impression of the struggle will be maintained and as a historical marker for future generations. Around the bridge, there are several other Dutch heritage buildings that are still functioning and are located south of the Red Bridge.
Jembatan Merah is one of Surabaya city's icons, which has deep meaning for the Indonesian people. not only the beauty of Jembatan Merah that we can see there, but the dark story that makes the place survive until now can also be contemplated there. The name Merah was given because of the dark history of the bridge. The Battle of November 10th, 1945, that took place over this bridge caused so much bloodshed that the bridge was covered in red. Uniquely, most of the buildings around Jembatan Merah are original buildings from the Dutch era that are still firmly maintained. In addition, the ethnic villages that still survive to these days are the Chinese village, which is commonly called Chinatown, and the Arab village in the Ampel area, which now became the center of trade. Although not much different from other bridges, visitors can see other historical things from Jembatan Merah, such as the International Building, the Sigar Building, the Lion Building, and the gates of the Kia commercial area. Jembatan Merah has now become an identity that also characterizes Surabaya as a city of heroes. Historically, Jembatan Merah was an important economic indicator. The bridge connecting commercial activities by the VOC or the Dutch Trading Partnership in 1743. As we can see, there are subculture and post-subculture aspects from Jembatan Merah. For subculture aspect, Jembatan Merah was used as a means to connect the two sides of the road. The east side is for elites from ethnic groups such as Chinese, Arabic, and Malay, while the west side is for trades from Europe. And also Jembatan Merah that used to characterize the Dutch colonial period is now a memoir of Indonesians' independence from colonialism. And for the post-subculture aspect is the change from a historical object to a tourist attraction. As a historical object, Jembatan Merah is proposed to be a heritage tourism area. It is because if Jembatan Merah is developed, it will become a tourist destination that can be visited by domestic and foreign tourists. And the second one is strengthening economic indicators, because the increase in public space for Jembatan Merah is expected to have a positive impact on the economic recovery of Surabaya city.
The potential meaning or the significance of the red bridge is its values that can be seen through the interaction between the agents and the visual representation. Here the government and people of Surabaya take part as the agents, as they make a pattern of interaction with the red bridge itself. The pattern here is drawn from the historical values that are resembled by the red bridge. Yusuf Ramadan, Directorate of Choral Veterans Legion of the Republic of Indonesia, explained the visual representation of the red bridge. The color of red is attributed to the bridge, for it is known for the gloomy and bleak history, the history of a bloodshed against the Dutch colonialists and the survival under the colonialism. It symbolizes the value of freedom from colonialism and the dedicated patriotism to the nation of Indonesia. This value conveys that there is a cultural interaction between the representation of the red bridge and the people who live in Surabaya.
Indonesia's huge diversity of cultures and heritages encourages the government to carry out inventory and maintenance measures of tangible and intangible objects as regulated through the Law No. 5 of 2017 on the advancement of culture. Law No. 5 of 2017 on the advancement of culture has an important role in the preservation and development of local culture, including historically rich places that possess high potential to become tourist sites, such as Jembatan Merah, Surabaya. In addition, this law regulates the imposition of sanctions in order to maintain the physical condition of places rich in culture and history. According to the Republic Indonesia's Coordinating Minister for Human Development and Culture, Muhajir Effendi, the law for the advancement of culture emphasizes the aspects of protection, development, utilization, and guidance for the promotion of culture. tourism has become an inseparable part of the lifestyle of today's urban communities. This is due to the need for recognition from one's personnel in the form of digital documentation that is displayed through social media platforms. Therefore, the Red Bridge or Jembatan Merah can become a tourism object that can be developed into something that attracts tourists by adding and developing its creativity.
Potential of creative industry that can be developed in Jembatan Merah, Surabaya. First, historical educational place. The Red Bridge as a historical educational place can be realized by advancing the Red Bridge firstly, but long before that, the area around the bridge must be repaired and add extra areas with various activities that can attract the attention of the public. It can be found few historic buildings are part of the ancient city of Surabaya around the bridge, including the building of Mandiri Bank, Indonesia Bank, and several badan usaha milik negara offices. This location is additionally an area with multi-ethnic social acculturation, including Europeans, Chinatowns, and Arabs entering the blending with the neighborhood culture. If this area is extended properly, it can invite visitors, and after that, naturally the history of the encompassing area will be lifted from the number of tourist visits. These historical buildings and multi-ethnic regions can be utilized to pull in sightseers, what can advance the increase of fascination of guests. The city government could construct and include few buildings with the dominance of the Dutch style to add more historical atmosphere in the area. The SWOT analysis of historical educational place. Strengths. First, an area that has prominent, unique, and interesting symbolic and historical significance. Second, areas that have multi-ethnic cultures that feature buildings with various styles. Weakness. First, there is an illegal garbage disposal around the bridge area that could disturb activities in that area. Second, the roads around the Red Bridge are often congested and narrow enough to cause traffic jams, and pedestrian facilities are still not very adequate. Opportunity. First, many ancient buildings are still intact around it, so that it forms an interesting visualization of the old city. This visualization can make us feel like we are in antiquity. Second, Chinatown area and Jembatan Merah Plaza are trade areas, commercial services, and shopping destinations that attract business people and tourists to shopping activities. Threats. First, the Pebian market, which is close to the Red Bridge, causes many trucks to pass by. Second, the increasing number of waste and the emergence of more areas with illegal dumping around the Red Bridge. Second, water tourism. As previously done by the Surabaya city government in Kalimas, the area of the Red Bridge also has the opportunity to be used for water tourism. This is supported by the condition of the Red Bridge, which allows the waters below the bridge to be used as a means for water tourism. Later, visitors will be able to explore further about the Red Bridge through its water tour. Visitors can also enjoy the splendor of the Red Bridge from a boat that can be rented simply by paying a few thousand rupiahs as a form of community contribution in developing tourism in Surabaya. This, in addition to adding to the prestige of the existence of the Red Bridge, can also be used as a means for the government to create jobs for the surrounding community. Utilizing the Red Bridge as water tourism is the idea that can be applied from existing ideas. In Indonesia itself, especially in Surabaya, the Surabaya city government already has water tourism by utilizing Kalimas as a means of water tourism. As already exists, this water tourism is quite interesting for the community. So it is hoped that this can also increase the prestige of the Red Bridge so that it is not forgotten over time. In addition, abroad itself has also been found similar tourism. An example is in the country of water, Venice in Italy. The SWOT analysis of water tourism. Strength. There are not many water tourism found in the Surabaya area. Weakness. The erratic waves and waves of the water may affect tourism activity. Opportunity. Being a tour that is quite fresh, so that it may help boost the popularity of the Red Bridge. Threat. Lack of public awareness to participate in protecting the environment as illegal garbage disposal.